Good afternoon, my lovelies. It is Saturday, February 12th, 2022.
Okay.
Current temperature in Halifax right now is 12 degrees Celsius. 54, I rounded it up, Fahrenheit. And I decided I would start this video off at historic Citadel Hill, the site of my very first video. We just walked through the main gates because it is open today to the public, and I had just finished recording my Patreon / members video. It is open free today. There's no winter maintenance, there's no staff on duty. So it's enter at your own risk, but you couldn't go up along the ramparts. So it is an unusually warm-ish day for February for being 12 degrees. The month of January, the weekends were always storming. So there is the Scotiabank Centre in front of us. That is home of the Halifax Mooseheads hockey team. They are part of the Quebec Major Juniors. Straight across the harbour is Dartmouth. There's the old clock tower, the Homburg building behind it, as well as the new Halifax Convention Centre and the Sutton Place Hotel. It is 1:45 in the afternoon, so says the clock. So this is the fortress that once protected our harbor and our city, and now it's just basically a museum. Hasn't been used for defense since World War II. I haven't been up here for quite some time. I think the last time that I probably recorded up here was during a live stream last winter. It is such a beautiful day. I decided to come out. It's very rare. Now I'll tell you one thing, the hill climbing up here was not the funnest. It's steep. You know me with hills, and now, oh my lord, sitting at a desk for 8 hours a day. I work from home. Oh, Bevy needs to start exercising again. I've changed up my diet. I have a doctor's appointment coming up on the 24th just to go over some options with my doctor about things. Oh, I hope there's no cars going to be coming. I'll get a better view of the clock tower. This here was gifted by the Duke of Kent in the early 1800s to the city. Up until probably the 1960s or the 1970s, there used to be people that lived in the house down, like in the little cottage below, that would maintain it. I'm gonna walk on the shoulder. The I see one car coming, but I'm on the shoulder and I'm right next to the guardrail. And there is the Halifax Convention Center with the Sutton Place Hotel there. It's quite the hotel. I watched a YouTube video on it the other day where a guy gave he was staying there and he decided to put it up on his channel of what the hotel looks like inside and all the amenities. And that's also where I went for my birthday dinner at Chop Steakhouse with my niece and my sister. If you're familiar with Halifax at all, oh no, I don't want to go up, I want to go down. You'll see where it says the Halifax Sports Bar and Grill. At one time that used to be the Palace nightclub, the Palace Cabaret. And that would be the one that used to stay open until at least 3 in the morning. A lot of people have lots of stories to tell of that place in its heyday. Besides that is the Halifax Ale House. These are all the remnants now of basically some historical buildings in this area where the ale house is. The building right across the street from it. The one in the middle between, of these three, is relatively new. It's about 20 years old. But they tried to have it so it would match the streetscape. That's another part of the driveway. And you can start to see the condos of downtown. It is quite windy up on this hill. So my apologies. I do have my wind muff on the microphone. I see a lot of people out today enjoying the weather. It's nice to see. Now I've been working Monday to Friday for the last 3 weeks from home. And every weekend I want to come out, get some content, because that was part of my New Year's resolution, to get out and make a lot of stuff for you guys. It didn't happen because it seemed like every week we would be having blizzards and snowstorms. And after it would snow, snow, because we're up on the North Atlantic, it turned to freezing rain. So, and this week, earlier in the week, I want to say Wednesday this week, we had torrential rains. My lights were flickering. The winds were probably about 80 kilometers. Yeah, so it was pretty bad. And flooding all over the city in different areas. So it was quite nasty. So we are going down a gradual slope of a hill from the Citadel. I always kind of go a little bit slow when I pan, because I don't want to give anybody motion sickness. So there is no winter maintenance at Citadel Hill. Like, they will plow it because people do come up here and drive and everything. Inside the hill itself, there's no Parks Canada employees. And if they are, they're in the office, probably working. So right now we're coming up to Sackville Street. Whoops, that was a little fast. Right across the street is RA Park, which is the Royal Artillery Park. And it's still in use for officers and everything. It's just more of a place now for them to chill out, relax, and, you know, have fun. And it also has one of the oldest military libraries in Canada. And it looks like over in the officers' mess, they're doing some work. I'm kind of glad I wasn't here at noon. That would have been a shock for you, for my viewers, if they heard the noonday gun. It is tradition here in Halifax that every day at 12 noon they fire off a cannon. It's just blanks, but they fire off a cannon. Actually, last Saturday was a nice day. I chose not to go out. I was having a high anxiety day, and it didn't help either that there was a truck convoy. I say trucks with quotations because all I saw were cars and maybe the occasional small pickup truck. When I say pickup truck, I'm not talking about like a Ford F-150 or a Dodge Ram or anything like that, like, you know, the big ones. I'm talking about the little ones. Like a Toyota. And they were going past my apartment, and it was just blaring with the horns. Whew, windy, windy. Now, because of the sun being out and the warmer temperatures, there is a lot of meltage. Is that a word? Meltage? There's a lot. And Blondie here is wearing sneakers. But my feet aren't wet, surprisingly. All right, I'm just gonna quickly duck in here just for a second. This here is the Garrison Grounds. So if you're ever here in the summertime, this is where a lot of festivals happen. If there's going to be a concert and they know that they're going to have more people in attendance than what the Scotiabank Centre can have, they will have outdoor concerts here, and they'll set up a stage, and a lot of people just treat it like the grounds itself, where it's flat, are your floor seats, and then you got all this, and everybody just comes and just throws blankets on the ground and just enjoys it. And you'll see that just even in the summertime, people laying out, getting their suntans. But Pride Festival's down here every summer for 2 weeks. Looks like somebody lost their keys, or it could be the keys to this. Now I'm just kind of walking on some melting ice. There. So those are the Garrison Grounds. I have seen quite a few concerts there in my years in the city. I think the only one I didn't go to was Metallica, because I'm not a big fan of Metallica. I don't mind them, but I don't know, sometimes they're just hard on the head, just with their politics. You know. Now, I'm not sure if they were going to be doing another, quote, truck convoy in Halifax today. It was pretty lame last week, and it got shut down really fast with HRP. I'm not a big fan of HRP, but they did shut it down. And that's all I'm going to talk about with that subject, because this is not what my channel is about. Now, when I talk about puddles, do you want to go swimming? That is a pool, like literally. Bell Road here is notorious for having flooded type of sidewalks. And right across the street is the public gardens. From the wind, and I realized I should have brought a scrunchie with me. Right. That kind of kiboshed my plans of going into the gardens. Just because it's all, the paths are gravel paths and everything, and they're just muck. Now, to my left, I do have a bike path. But am I going to walk on it? No. Is that lady going to walk on it? Yes. Bike paths are for bicycles, not for people. It's not a sidewalk. So across the street here is two buildings. This one here has the YMCA. It was part of their lease agreement because they tore down the historic building that was the YMCA when they were building this. Is the Curve and the Pavilion condos. I know this car is kind of in the way, but there is a courtyard. Ooh, a new sushi restaurant that wasn't there the last time I was down here. So those are very, like for Halifax, very high-end condos that overlook the public gardens or Citadel Hill and the Halifax Commons. This here is the Curve building. And it did take forever for these to get built. I normally don't walk down South Park Street in this. Ooh. I'm fighting the wind here. And this complex here is called the Paramount. I think it's still called that. It's comprised of 2 buildings with an inner courtyard. And my favorite banh mi shop is in there. And I haven't had one of their sandwiches in a while. Now that I'm working. Woohoo. And when the weather starts getting nice. I put a post up on my YouTube channel in the community tab. This week I've been jotting stuff down in my journal about what I would love to do with my channel. I want to grow it. And I've been in a lull for the last 7.5 months, and I don't want to be. I miss getting out and getting the fresh air and walking and showing you my small but lovely city. This here is the Lord Nelson Hotel. It's one of 2 grand hotels here in the city. But like I was saying, I do want to get back into doing things more for the channel and getting out more and coming up with different types of content and everything. So I'm taking suggestions and ideas. I did see a comment already. Somebody said grocery stores. Take you shopping with me when I have to go get groceries. I think that could be arranged. I mean, overall, this channel is mine, and I do make all the decisions on my channel. But I do like feedback and input and opinions from my viewers. Now, this will be the first time I'm walking down Spring Garden Road since the construction ended. One or 2 lone protesters with an audio recording of horns honking. I think I may have walked down Spring Garden in a live stream. I'm so used to walking that far in, but I actually can come out and walk where the cars used to be. They will be planting probably either a tree here or some flowers. I'm walking on a parking spot, probably used by Uber drivers. Like Uber Eats, Skip the Dishes, because there are a lot of restaurants in the area.
The basement.
It is the number 1 bus. Now in the summer, the 3 blocks that they worked on this year will be a transit only corridor, bicycles and pedestrians obviously, but no cars. So that's going to be starting soon. And this is a place I really need to try. Young Pucha. It's a Korean barbecue, and they have a Norabang room karaoke. And I follow them on my Insta, so I'm gonna have to try it. It is so nice to see people out and enjoying the walk and the day. I'm just going to turn you around and I'll show you the other part of Spring Garden. I do this because I need possible thumbnails. So I do have a goal for the channel. For me personally,
Be careful!
just to at least get on, like, at minimum 2 videos out a week and maybe a live stream. My cell phone bill is slowly but surely getting paid off. I had about 7 weeks in between the bakery job and where I'm at now, and my employment benefits had run out, so I couldn't reapply. So things got a little behind. So that's why I was doing home streams, which I don't mind. Home streams are fun. It's the obligatory shot of the library. People seem to like when I do that. As per usual, there is a lineup for Lululemon. That's when I say I swear that their yoga pants must be made out of spun gold for people to line up. Don't worry, folks, that sign is on a chain. I do hear some sirens. So hopefully it's not what I think it is.
Now in a little hilltop village, to gamble for my clothes, offered up my innocence.
Starting to feel warm. I dressed for fall, even though it's winter. I am rocking my Strad Swag hoodie that I got as a birthday gift from one of my viewers. And I layered over that my denim jacket because it has lots of pockets to put things in. So there is the Bell Alliant building. It's the main headquarters for Bell Alliant here in the Maritimes. Oop, I went down too far. Like I was so at a practice. Over here across the street is the old burial ground. It is one of the oldest cemeteries in the city, dating back to 1850, or 1750, I should say. St. Mary's Glebe House. The original campus for St. Mary's University. I'm fighting the wind here. And this is probably one of my favorite streets next to Quinpool Road for walking. So we are on Barrington Street.
That's new.
I see a Camden store across the street. But I'm not eating sweets. We'll look down southwards on Barrington. when I lived in Toronto and I came back and I came back to the city, I always thought that Barrington Street kind of reminded me, not a whole lot, not 100%, of like a miniature version of Yonge Street. Just because this is like pretty much like our main street. Of course, in the wintertime, it's never really busy with pedestrians and other people around. But with today's unusually warm weather, there's people. We're back at Sackville Street. And there's part of the waterfront way down there. Oh, I got a green light. Shade. So there's more historical buildings here that have been, can't have a city without an Urban Outfitters. Ours is in the downtown. They don't have it in the mall. We have Weird Harbor Coffee Bar, Coffee and Espresso Bar. And beside that is the Barrington Steakhouse and Oyster Bar. We like bars here in Halifax. And I'm gonna come over here for a second because I need my battery. I need my external power bank because I'm dying, folks, I'm dying. I just noticed that my battery was like, wow. Okay. Plug her in. I feel like that old jingle for Glade plugins. Plug it in, plug it in. Okay. Are we rocking? We are rocking now. Oh yeah. Bevy's coming prepared. Sorry about that little wibbly wobbly woo. I didn't realize that my battery power was getting drained. So it is Valentine's weekend here, and does anybody watching have a Valentine's or somebody special in their lives? Mine is Max and Kiddo. I am that friend that everybody has who is perpetually single. And I'm just not gonna lie, COVID totally put a hit on my on the love life. So for the third straight Valentine's, it will be I love myself type of a weekend of self-care. Sheet masks. I'll give myself a manicure, maybe a pedicure, spruce up the toesies. Not what you guys were thinking. Oh. Strawberry Crush. Strawberry Crush and Thrashed Apple, Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew Spark. I do find sometimes that Valentine's can be a little overrated. It's like what I call a Hallmark holiday. It's enough to send for people to get suckered into buying flowers, cards, chocolates, and expensive jewelry for their loved ones. Somebody just rubbed my feet. That's enough for me. Anyway, my lovelies, I am going to end this video here. We are on Barrington Street across from City Hall and Parade Square. And, oh, look, see, that's the type of vehicles I saw last week for the convoy, quote, convoy. I am going to duck into Scotia Square and use the facilities, if you know what I mean, and end this here. Now, if you do want to support my channel, I do have links down below in the description for my PayPal and my Patreon, and I do offer channel memberships as part of my New Year's resolution, and as weekends are getting a little bit better. Let's get out of that sun glare. I'm going to be aiming for 2 minimum videos per week, and hopefully get back into live streaming around the city very, very soon. And if you do want to do a one-off donation, if you don't want to join Patreon and the channel memberships, nobody's forcing you to, but there is a one-time donation button down below in the description for my PayPal. And everything that gets donated goes back into the channel, whether that be paying for my cell phone data plan, because I did have it increased for a bit, the cost of editing software for photos and the videos, and equipment, SD cards, because I lost my SD card, my micro SD card for my Pocket, so I had to go buy a new one. And it wasn't that cheap. Anyway, my lovelies, you have a lovely day. I want to end this before the crazies come out, and I will catch you next time. Have a lovely day.